All right, so real quick, let's talk about radiator hoses. All right, so one thing you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you put a spring back in the lower radiator hose, because the way the water pump is cycling the fluid or the coolant through the system, it's basically the lower radiator hose is where it's drawing the water from. So water goes into the top of the radiator, trickles down, gets cooled off, goes to the bottom of the radiator, gets picked up by the water pump, and then cycled through the engine. So when it's picked up by the water pump, it's creating a tremendous amount of pull or vacuum. So much so that under RPM, these radiator hoses will collapse. When they collapse, it reduces the size of your passage, and then it'll cause the engine to overheat. So the factory put springs inside of the lower radiator hoses to keep this from happening. You want to make sure you put that spring back in. I don't know why, but the aftermarket manufacturers for these radiator hoses don't put springs in them anymore. I have found some on Jags or Summit, but they're usually the lot smaller diameter, not the big diameter that the Mopar ones came with, but it's better than nothing. So let me just show you. I've got some old hoses here. I'll show you what I got. They're super old. They've been hanging around a while. I don't know when I bought them or why. This is a Gates hose, part number 25487. I seriously doubt if you were to look this up and buy it today, it would come with a spring inside. This was the spring that was inside of it. I mean, it's a decent diameter. I would use it if I had to. So this hose, I have no idea where it came from, what its application. I mean, it's a flex hose, so it's kind of a universal deal. I probably bought it or had it. Maybe it was on an engine a long time ago. But basically, here's the size. It says 1 3/4 by 2 by 16.5. I think the 1 3/4 is this size. This side is spread out to 2 inch. So you can see it's got a spring inside of it when they used to put springs in them. I'm gonna pull this hose out and put it in the Cornet wagon because the lower hose in that car does not have a spring in it. But this is what you want. So if you take your old hoses out and the spring's not completely rusted away, make sure you save them. And if you don't believe me, try watching the hose. If you don't have a spring in your lower radiator hose, try watching your lower hose and rev the engine, while it's in park, and you can actually see your hose collapse. I've seen it before. I've had it happen before. So it's a real thing. It will cause your engine to overheat at higher RPM. So yeah, just if you have some cooling issues like I've dealt with, I've kind of gone through all this stuff, and this is one of the things you need to eliminate as a possibility. Okay, I'm pretty excited to share this with you. This would have been in the process of putting the radiator in the Cornet wagon, but it's so important. I want to make this sort of like a standalone video that anybody can easily reference if they need to figure this out again, because you'll probably forget unless you write all this stuff down, and even if you wrote it down, you probably lose it. So this is a lower radiator hose to a big block Chrysler. I got it from O'Reilly's. The brand is Master Pro. Part number is 20609. And this alternate part number is C0609. Anyway, unfortunately, all the manufacturers that make these lower radiator hoses don't include an inner spring. They used to back in the old days, and it would look something like this. Now, it's critical that your lower radiator hose has this spring in it. Under hard acceleration, the water pump is spinning so hard, so fast, that the lower radiator hose will basically start to pull a vacuum, and the hose will collapse on you. So if the hose collapses on you, you can see how that would impede water flow, which could cause your engine to overheat. So if you have a situation where you're driving your car around at idle, it's fine. Cruising down the roads at low RPM, it's fine. You go down the freeway or under wide open throttle or hard acceleration, you start to see an increase in temperature, and then after you get out of it or you idle, or slow down, the temperature begins to drop again. This could be your culprit. I've seen some of the hoses they'll put like a plastic thing around it, which I think is supposed to do the same thing. That looks kind of goofy. Not all hoses come with it. This one didn't. And this is only for the lower radiator hose. The upper doesn't matter because the upper is basically, the water pump is basically pouring the fluid in through the top into the radiator, goes down through the radiator to cool. So while it's pushing fluid into the top of the radiator, it's under pressure, so it's expanding, not contracting like the lower radiator hose is. So you go to buy your radiator hose, you can't get this. You can't get it with a spring. And this is not necessarily Mopar specific. This would be, I believe, applicable to all old classic cars that have radiator hoses. So I don't really know much about other manufacturers, if they came with the spring or not, but I believe it would be applicable to all manufacturers. But for the Chrysler, for sure, it's supposed to have this. I have bought springs from Jegs, but unfortunately the diameter isn't right. It's too small. This is a 1 5/8 inch diameter, which is what the diameter ID of the big block Mopar hose is. The length of it, let's see if you can see this. This is about perfect for a big block. The small block's a little bit longer. Might work for a small block, but I'm not going to guarantee that, and I don't have one with me to verify. Alright, so to get this thing through here, what I'm going to do is use a couple of zip ties. And I'll just cut it off when I'm done. Basically twisting this so that it collapses to a smaller diameter as it's going in. Bam. Okay. See the spring in there? So I'm just going to pull this out enough to cut it off. And distance here is pretty good. This will be the neck of the water pump. Just push against the spring there, and then this will go against the neck of the lower radiator. Push against there, and then you cannot collapse that. That spring is keeping that hose open. So it's very important that you have a lower radiator spring. Nobody makes them for Mopar, but I found this and I took a chance. And I went in and bought 3 of them, and they fit big block lower radiator hose for Mopar perfectly. And they are for, I bought these on eBay, and I'll put the little, something here on the screen so you can see it, but it's for 65 to 70 small block Mustang lower radiator hose spring. It's 13 inches long by 1 5/8 inch diameter, and they cost $11 a piece after shipping and sales tax. For the 3 of these, it cost me $50. But so if you're just buying one, it shouldn't be too expensive. It'll be $11 plus shipping and sales tax. It's worth it just to keep your Mopar safe. And if you're running any other kind of brand of a car, like I said, it's 13 inches long. So if you measure your radiator hose, I'm gonna guess that this one overall, it's probably around 16 inches, 17 inches or so from end to end. But this spring might work for you. Even if there was a little bit of space here, I think, you got the spring mostly holding up the middle. The middle is where it's gonna collapse the most. So if you could support all that area, and then there's only a small area between the spring and the neck, I don't see that collapsing enough to cause any issues. So this might be a viable option for all kinds of makes and models. I don't have a bunch of makes and models to try it out, so you just got to try it for yourself. But if you're running a big block Mopar, boom, you are good to go. We won't tell anybody it's for Ford. All right.